Throughout my career in the wedding industry, I have come across just about every scenario possible at a wedding. I have literally seen everything that can happen at a wedding, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But my goal of this video is to not to stress you out with horror stories and crazy situations I have personally witnessed photographing weddings. The fact is, most weddings go off perfectly. My goal of this video is to give you a little more confidence that you've planned the best you possibly could for your big day. So in today's video, I want to go over what I call the emergency bridal repair kit. This will be a bag that you pack a week or so before your wedding that will remedy 99% of all ailments that can befall you or a guest on your wedding day. It will contain everything from first aid products, tools and toiletries, and many other items I have seen needed at weddings to take care of most situations. Stick around to the end of this video and I'll tell you the number one item I see used at weddings and what to do with this kit after your wedding. Hello everyone, my name is Bill Rice. I am a Tampa-based wedding and portrait photographer, and I have owned and operated Bill Rice Photography since 2006. I have photographed over 700 weddings, countless engagement sessions, tons of family portraits, and pretty much everything else under the sun. My focus of this channel is to help educate and guide you, future brides and grooms, on how to plan, execute, and enjoy your dream wedding. You can help me grow this channel and my message with a simple like, comment, or follow. That way, I can reach others just like you who may be in the planning phase for their own wedding. As you now know, or you're quickly finding out, a ton of planning goes into making a wedding day flow as seamlessly and enjoyable as possible. There are so many moving parts in a wedding with many different hands in the pot. Professionals in the industry should know how to do their jobs perfectly, and most weddings usually go off just as planned. However, there are some uncontrollable issues that may occur at your wedding, and the best person to remedy them could be yourself. Years ago, I started bringing different items to weddings that I realized were needed at one time or another by different people at weddings. This could be extra batteries for the DJ's microphone, ibuprofen for the maid of honor, super glue for a broken nail. The items on my list kept growing and growing with every wedding I photographed, and before long, I was bringing a complete extra bag in my car to every wedding and event that I worked. Now, if you've booked me as your wedding photographer, you don't even need to watch this video. I've got everything you could possibly ever need in my bridal emergency repair kit. But for you other couples, those of you who are looking for that extra layer of security at your wedding, it would be best to start gathering all of the supplies I'll mention to make your own kit. Now, because there are literally over 100 items on this list, I'm just going to quickly go through each category. Most are self-explanatory, but to make this video a little more interesting, I'll go over some of the items as to when I've needed them, or maybe a story about them. To download this list I am showing you right now on the screen, simply go to billricephoto.com and navigate to my wedding resources section of the website. I will also put a link in the description of this video where you can download the PDF version to use as your checklist when you create your kit. In my personal life for many years, I have practiced what is called prepping. Now, I'm not one of those weirdos that has a bunker in the backyard and thinks the world is ending. What I prepare for is the unknown, those little what ifs in life that will hit us all from time to time. This can be as simple as the grocery store being out of my favorite pasta sauce, but I've already stockpiled 5 in my cabinet. A more extreme example is when I lived through Hurricane Helene when I was in North Carolina. The destruction was incredible, and I was without power and water for 7 days. Fortunately, I had about 40 gallons of drinking water stored in my laundry room and 8 propane tanks that gave me all the fuel I needed for my generator. My point is that with a little effort in preparing for the unknown, you can mitigate many situations you may face in life. Now, the emergency bridal repair kit will include everything from first aid, medical, toiletries, and makeup, etc. To start personalizing the list, go over every body part you might need something for. Your hair, brushes, hairspray, dry shampoo, bobby pins, your mouth, teeth, your whiteners, your floss, your toothbrush, your mints, your hands, lotions, nail polish, super glue, your stomach, snacks, hydration, Tums. Now, everyone is different, so customize this list based on your experiences you've had in the past. If you suffer from a nervous stomach, be sure to get some food in it early enough to give you energy. You may also need Tums or whatever else helps. I've divided this list into several different categories. Let's go over each one quickly, and I'll emphasize the more important items I've seen used and point out some of the less obvious items. So the first category is nail care. Everything is pretty self-explanatory on that. Again, you're going to customize every one of these to your specific needs, but this is pretty much covered. Then we go down to fabric care. The big one on here is baby wipes. Baby wipes will clean a wedding dress. Especially if you're doing a first look, you're probably going to get your wedding dress a little bit dirty, and baby wipes work phenomenally. Tide pens are also good for little stains. A steamer and an iron, you're going to want to bring that for when you get ready or into your dresses to give it one more go over before you put it on in the room that you're getting ready in for the wedding. Hair care, easy. Bobby pins, that's something I always come across, and I carry them specifically. Makeup, now this is Greek to me. I don't really know what a lot of this stuff is, but my girlfriend helped me put this list together. I see more than anything the stuff that makes your lips shiny, lip gloss, because I usually hold that for the bride. I guess shiny lips. Body care, pretty explanatory, self-explanatory. Miscellaneous, permits. Have your permits on you, either in hard copy or on your phone. I have stories that I can tell you about showing up for a location to set up the wedding ceremony, and there were people camped out there having a family picnic, and the bride and groom left the wedding permit at home, and it was a big fiasco. First aid stuff. This is one of the more common things that I use at weddings as well. Everything from Band-Aids to allergy medicine and painkillers. Those are the big ones on there. Shoe care. Pretty self-explanatory on that too. Oh, those heel protector things for high heels. Those are needed for some ceremony sites that might be on soft ground, grass, or sand. They're the little plates that you can put on the back of high heels that help them stay elevated and you don't sink in like a spike. Tools, let's see. Everything on tools is pretty self-explanatory. I've used crazy glue a ton of times for little fixes and stuff. Safety pins are another big one to pin dresses, and mouth care, easy. Now, the night before your wedding, I also put night before your wedding and wedding time killers on here, because the night before your wedding, you're going to want to wind down early. You're going to be really excited like a kid on Christmas Eve to, to fall asleep. So try to wind down a little early. And then I put wedding time killers. Now, the biggest one is late hair and makeup. That one is time and time again the number one time killer at a wedding for me. When I show up and the bride's supposed to get dressed at 2 p.m. and hair and makeup just goes and goes and goes, and then we're supposed to do a first look in all of our photos before the ceremony, and it gets so pushed back that doesn't happen. And now we have to go do all the photos after the ceremony, and the bride and groom wanted to join their cocktail hour, but they didn't get to do that. So hair and makeup is the biggest one, followed by missing people for family photos. That's another one. When somebody leaves or somebody walks away from where we're doing the photos and we're waiting 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes for them to come back. So again, you can download this and print it out directly from my website. And there's little check marks when you create your own list. Now, creating this bridal emergency repair kit shouldn't cost you an arm and a leg. You probably have most of these items on this list already in your possession. I guess the hardest part is gathering up all of these items and organizing them in a bag. Now, I actually have all of these items in a medical bag that I bought on Amazon for about $30. At weddings, I'm not only the photographer, but I'm the doctor, the seamstress, the mender, the fixer and repairer of all things. I'm the furniture mover. I'm the hair fixer. I'm the lip gloss carrier. I'm the pinner on of boutonnieres, the dress fluffer, and sometimes even the psychiatrist. I've been told that I'm ready like a Boy Scout, and I've literally sewed a dress once with dental floss. But don't expect this from all photographers. I guess I've just been in the industry for so long, and I like to do my part to make sure everything goes perfectly. So now that you've stayed with me until the end of this video, as I promised, here is the number one item on this list that I've personally helped many brides and bridesmaids with, and that is, drumroll, moleskin. If you don't know what moleskin is, it's simply a padding with a sticky side that you can put on your feet or on the shoe where the shoe is rubbing. I'm not sure whoever designed the high heel, but it definitely wasn't made for comfort. I've even gotten to the point to when I start with the girls in the beginning of the day, I will make an announcement and I'll say, I have moleskin if anyone needs it now or later. 80% of the weddings I photograph, moleskin usually comes out once or twice. Until you have experienced a really bad blister from a shoe, you have no idea how debilitating it can be when you need to be on your feet for several hours. Never mind the dancing at the reception. One last topic I want to conclude with is what you can now do with this kit once your wedding is done. And that is keep it in your car. Chuck it in the trunk or the back seat, and you now have an emergency kit for whenever you find yourself away from home. How many times have you been at work or out for the day when you've needed any of these products? Your emergency bridal repair kit can now be repurposed as an emergency daily repair kit. As I stated earlier, I keep a kit similar to this in my car at all times, and I have used it hundreds of times over the years. It saved me from headaches, itchy eyes, dead batteries, and sunburn. Now you have a plan. Go at it. Head over to my website, download this checklist, and you can start making your own emergency bridal repair kit. Also, please check out my other videos while you're here. Likes, subscribes, and comments go a long way on the YouTube algorithm, so shoot me a thumbs up. Thank you for watching.